Number 42, Andy Miller. Number 13, Tim Phillips. Number 44, Joe Testa. And number 10, John Porpet. The numbers announced by Joe Gunn. And now starting out for your Upper St. Clair Panthers. At guard, a 6-foot junior, number 4, Dave McClay. At guard, a 5'11" freshman, number 14, Christian Shea.
Right here, Ben. Oh, he's nice.
At guard, a 5'10" junior, number 10, Patrick Shea.
That was a nice catch.
At forward, a 6'2" junior, number 30, Nick Shea. And at forward, a 6'1" junior, number 23, Dane Conwell. The Panthers led by Eddie Holzer, assisted by Carl Porter, Mike Bernard, Dan Williams, and Brad Mitchell. Tonight's officials are Tom Trinity, Dave Harmon, and Mark Olson.
We need another flag. It's too small. Yeah, I think that's.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of our national anthem, the sung by Upper St. Clair sophomore Jackie Keene.
Welcome, Panther fans. Another Section 4 matchup between the Hillers of Trinity and your Upper St. Clair Panthers. I'm John Palermo, joined by Matt McClintock, and we'll be announcing the game for you tonight.
Coming into the game, the Upper St. Clair Panthers are ranked 3rd in the section with a 6-4 record and 14-5 overall, while the Trinity Hillers are ranked 5th overall in section with a 4-6 section record and 10-9 overall.
Starting for your Panthers tonight are number 10, Pat McShane, number 4, Dave McLean, number 23, Dane Conwell, number 30, Nick Shea, and number 14, his brother Christian Shea.
One of the things to look for tonight's game is the height of Trinity Hillers. The Upper St. Clair Panthers are going to have to deal with that height all night. The Hillers possibly dominating side. Panthers got to make sure they have a box out every time on defense.
Thank you, Matt. Trinity with the ball. Looking to set the inside game very quickly. Foul and the basket. Number 4, Dave McLean. Now, we talked about this earlier. What is USC going to have to do to stop this?
Like I said before, Trinity Hillers is just going to kill us with their size. We got to get inside, make sure we help on the inside with the guards. and just make sure we get a box out on every shot. We can't let them get second and third opportunities to make baskets.
That's number 42, Andy Miller, the 6'7" senior, 260, scoring the old-fashioned 3 points. Christian Shea brings the ball up. Dave McLean with the dribble penetration, makes the basket.
Nice drive by Pat McShane, coming in averaging 9.4 points a game.
Now, Matt, is that what we're going to have to do to set the tone for the Panthers, or are we going to shoot the outside game?
You know, I believe so. I think we have to establish our driving and be able to penetrate and kick it out to our guards like Dave McLean, who can shoot the three, and also Christian Shea has been known to hit the three. Dave McLean has been coming out with 44 total three-point field goals, which is pretty impressive.
John Popek, the sophomore, 6'1", 155, makes the first basket. John Popek also is a D1 recruit for golf, being recruited by Clemson, Wake Forest, and Notre Dame. John Popek with the two free throws. That's 2 fouls already on the Panthers, in a minute gone by. Is this going to be a thing to look for, Matt?
You know what, we're really lacking experience with only 2 seniors on the team, and bringing up some of the younger guys, we're going to have to make sure that they can step up. I do think it's going to be a problem for us if we start getting into foul trouble with the young experience that we have.
Dane with a great move, great over and under. I guess number 42, the 6'7" senior. Dane's going to have a tough matchup inside, just putting enough weight on him, and even height to out-rebound him. Trinity passing the ball around, looking to go inside. Can't find anything right now. Number 42, just unstoppable.
You know, it's like we said before, Dane Connell's going to have a tough time. He's a pretty big kid himself, coming in at 6'2" and 205 pounds. But, you know, he's just not going to be able to match up with a 6'7" and 260-pounder. It's going to be a hard time for him. What I think he has to do is front the guy and then have someone on the backside helping out.
I believe that too. Pat McShane with the kick out to number 14, Christian Shea, the freshman.
That's exactly what we talked about, having someone penetrate and kicking out to our guards. That's what we're going to need to do all night, and make sure we hit those 3-pointers.
Inside once again to number 44, Joe Testa, the 6'4" senior. Now they have a 6'4", a 6'7", and a 6'7". They have a 6'4", 6'7" player, so it's going to be tough. So even if we do get them in foul trouble, they're just going to go to their bench.
You know, a bad shot by Dane Connell. We got to make sure we get better shots with that.
He just forced that one, that's all. Good defense, Dave McLean. What
Great
a
hustle by Dave McLean.
Great hustle. It's a bear hug. Jump ball. Upper St. Clair ball. That was just a good hustle by Dave McLean to stay with it, even though we thought that it was out of bounds. Number 10, Patrick McShane, the quarterback of the basketball team, and also the quarterback of the upcoming football team. Dave McLean with some good moves, double pump. That was just a good way to head fake and draw the defense away from him.
You know, that was a great play by Dave McLean. He's really got to make sure that he gets involved in this game. The last few games he's been kind of slacking in points, and he's really been stepping up today.
I'm going to go over the Trinity starting roster. They have number 3, Matt Drakely. He is a 5'9" guard. Number 42, Andy Miller. He's a 6'7" forward. Number 13, Tim Joseph, a guard forward who is 6'2". Joe Testa, 6'4" forward. He's a senior, and the lone sophomore, John Popek, who's 6'1".
You know, coming into that timeout, I really think that Coach Holzer's got to tell his troops that, you know, we really got to step up the defense. They've been having too many easy shots and too many fouls going on. I really think that we should have Dane Conwell start fronting this 6'7" monster and make sure we get help on the backside.
Thank you, Matt. Number 3, Matt Drakely driven the ball up. Number 10, John Popek, looking for something inside. Once again, movement, good defense. Tight. Hold. I think we've been holding number 23, Dane Conwell. He just can't stay with number 42. He's just so tall.
On one side, you have to make sure you're going to be physical with him, but at the same time, you got to make sure you don't get into foul trouble early. That's already 2 quick 2 quick fouls on him.
That was a good head fake, number 13, Tim Phillips, excuse me. Dane Conwell outside. He's at the Shea. Shea the drive. A push. I believe is that the first foul for the Hillers?
I believe so. Yes, it is.
Matt, the stat man over here. Anything I need, he asks. Number 4, Dave McLean. Good call, the hold. He was playing tight defense, but I mean, you got to get some room for him to dribble.
That's one of the things that the Panthers are more known for, being able to have a great defensive team. One of the players that we lost recently, Sean Lee, was known for his great defense and really helped us out in that aspect.
Sean Lee, now a D1 recruit for Penn State, is playing linebacker for them right now. And also another guy we lost this year was Steve Meinbrest. Steve Meinbrest, the leading scorer for our team before he went out, I'd say 2 weeks ago. But we have stuck with it, and people have came through.
That just shows another aspect that we've lost, being able to have a bigger guy. Steve is about 6'3", 6'4", and really helped us out in the rebounding column. I really think if we had him tonight, he would really be helping us out with number 42, Andy Miller, the 6'7".
Second foul on number 30, Nick Shea. Number 42, Andy Miller, in and out.
In order for the Hillers to have an advantage of this game, they got to make sure they're going to hit the free throws. As we've seen already, we have 4 fouls already, 4 minutes into the game, and they're really going to have to make sure that they hit their free throws so they can have a solid advantage in this game. There's another example how the Panthers have to get a box out. Their Hiller's size is really going to kill us if we don't start getting a box out in this game.
You know what, Matt, though? I believe, we did have a good box out. They're just so tall that they can't really do anything to stop that.
Yes, that's also true.
Number 10 against number 10, John Pope trying to guard Pat McShane. Pat McShane is a good move, but can't finish the layup. In the open break, a good jump stop. Number 13, Tim Phillips with another basket by foul by number 23, Dane Conwell. That's the second foul of the game already. So that's 2 fouls on Dane Conwell and 2 fouls on Nick Shea, both big men.
Coming into the game, we have Tom Paul Shake, one of the 2 seniors who's seen a pretty significant amount of playing time. Also coming in that we didn't notice is Adam Anderson. Adam Anderson has an interesting stat here. He leads the team in charges with 3 per game.
That's always nice to have, having a guy to help you out, especially, being a point guard myself. Whenever you're playing tight D and you can't cover the guy, he pulls a good move on you. It's always nice to have some help.
I really think that's one of the overlooked parts of the game is defense, especially charges. Charges really not only are just a great defensive play, but it really gives your team momentum coming into the game.
Coach Holzer, I don't know, he wants them to run to play. They're going to play through the slump right now. They're just not communicating. That's 2 open break baskets that they haven't got back. I don't know if that's just Trinity cherry picking or just USC bad defense.
I think it's a combination of both. Upper St. Clair has really got to get back on defense quicker, but at the same time, the Hillers are also known for their speed. And with this Matt Drake, number 3, point guard for Trinity, I played with him back in the day. He's a really solid point guard and is able to see the court very well.
Thank you, Matt. That makes the score 16-11. Trinity Hillers on top after that basket by Pat McShane. 2:30 left in the first quarter. Also want to note there is no shot clock in high school basketball. No shot clock in high school basketball, so realistically they can hold the ball until the whole time. That's 6 fouls already on the Panthers. Number foul on 12, Tom Polishego is first.
We really got to find a way to stop these sports from Trinity. They're just going to kill us if they keep on getting free charity stripe shots.
Trying to push the issue on on pushing the ball up, maybe getting some big guys in foul trouble. Pat McShane backing back out. Looks around, can't find anything right now. Dave McLean running, hustling for a shot. Oh, nothing but net. Now that's just awareness by Pat McShane knowing that Dave McLean is running around trying to find a shot. Dave McLean is not going to get an open shot just standing there. Trinity knows the scouting report on him. They know that you need to pressure him. He's sort of like some college players, some college and NBA players.
You know, Pat McShane really runs this machine, runs our offense and defense by showing his hustle right there on the defensive side.
Good. That was a good play. Charge on number 44.
That's another example of a charge taken by Adam Anderson. That's just great defense.
As we were talking again, the charge is really helping out the Panthers. If we can set the charge early, then the Panthers won't have to worry about the inside presence. Tom Paul-Shago taking that charge. 14, Christian Shea, the freshman, bring the ball up. Over to Adam Anderson. Over to Dane. Oh!
You know what, that really should have been a foul too there. Dave McLean with a great shot, and I think got fouled afterwards, but the ref apparently did not see it.
No, that's 6 points in the last minute. Are we going to be expecting that from him, or is that just going to be a fluke?
You know what, I think so. He had a big game against Char Valley this past year where he hit a lot of threes and really helped out our team.
Dave McLean might have picked up a second foul there.
No, that foul is on Adam Anderson.
Foul on Adam Anderson. That's a big foul.
Number 24, Adam Anderson is first, team 7. At the line is number 42.
The last thing we can have is Dave McLean getting in foul trouble.
You know, here's another example. The Hillers being able to get to the free throw line without much problems. If they keep on going at this rate, we're really going to have a hard time if they keep hitting their free throws.
I believe that foul was more of a helping out too much on the Panthers whenever they need to stay inside. They need to have the guards make the jump stop jumpers.
I think that's a real key for the St. Clair Panthers. I think they should sag in on their defense a little bit to make sure that they can help out the forwards. If the Hillers start making their shots from the three-point range, then we'll have to think about it a little bit more. But, you know, I think we should just see what happens if we step back a little bit on defense. Great defense by Adam Anderson. The great steal then goes up strong into the 6-7 footer.
Matt, Adam Anderson, not the most athletic kid, but he always seems to get the ball whenever they really need it.
You know what, he's really one of those hustler players. He always makes sure to go 100% on every single play that he's in.
After a struggling start by the Panthers, they seem to get in their rhythm.
Here we have Nick Shea bringing the ball and the freshman on the team who had been struggling earlier in the year, but lately he's been stepping his game up after an injury to his knee.
16 seconds left in the first quarter. Maybe waiting for a last shot. Yes, they are. Back out to Adam Anderson. Oh, that's always a
Adam
threat.
Anderson. Nice shot, not usually known for his offensive ability.
Matt, anytime you can get a big man to shoot the open jumper, that's always a threat. Because you always expect them to go inside. But that means that the defense is going to have to come out and guard him, huh?
Yeah, I believe so. That's a big shot, especially going into the end of the first quarter. It's a real big shot by Adam Anderson to bring this lead up to 4 points.
Just a little background on Trinity Hillers. The coach is Joe Don. Their overall record is only 10-9. Their section record is 4-6, so they still have a chance to make the playoffs. Would the top 4 make the playoffs, Matt?
Yes, the top 4 make the playoffs, especially if Trinity wins tonight against our St. Clair Panthers. They'll have a much better chance of making the playoffs, bringing their record up to 5-6. Upper St. Clair Panthers with an overall record of 14-5 and 6-4 in the section, coached by Coach Danny Holzer. You know, they really this is really a tough section. You know, coming out, they come against teams like Mount Lebanon and Char Valley and Peters. And you know, their big loss this year to Peters with only a 1-9 record. They really upset the Panthers, which I think was a big loss.
Matt, was the team not prepared for that game, or just Peters play a better game?
You know what, I think one of the problems was the old assistant coach for St. Clair Panthers, Gary Goga, actually went to Peters Township. And I think they really knew a lot about us, knew a lot of our plays, and I think that really helped out Peters. But you know what, I think when they come to our house in Pantherland, we'll show them how to get it done.
Thank you, Matt. Number 42. Travel on number 12, Matt Brzezinski.
You know, it's a great example of the type of defense the Panthers have to play in order to win tonight. They got the travel there, which is a big play after going into the first quarter with that big shot by Adam Anderson. Now they get the ball.
Christian Shea takes the ball, excuse me, Matt. Over to Dane Conway. Dane Conway trying to find something. On number 42, Pat McShane fakes the jumper. Maybe looking for a drive. Yes, he is. Wasn't really looking for the shot there, but got fouled. I think he'll take that.
You know, Pat McShane really is more of a driver than anything else, as you can see. He doesn't settle for the three-pointer too much. He's more of a slasher to the lane.
Dave McLean takes the ball over to number 10, Pat McShane. Pat McShane over to number 23, Dan Conwell. Dan Conwell can make this shot. Pat McShane, another faking of a drive. Over to number 14, Christian Shea. Christian Shea coming into what kind of player he is. A little hesitant his first few games being a freshman. Dave McLean not hesitant. Drives. Look, good jumper. Follows his shot. Not able to get number 3 over to Popek.
Again, great defense by the Panthers, slowing him down and getting the travel.
It's a good way to get back. Coming back in the game, Joe Testa, the 6'4" forward. Christian Shea looking for something. Over to Patrick McShane. Pat McShane backing out. John Popek covering him heavily. Over to Dane Conwell. Dane Conwell, the pump fake. Shot not there, so it goes back to Nick Shea. That's good. That's a good way for them to back the ball out when they don't have anything. Pat McShane again, looking for the drive. Over to Dan Conwell.
You know, that's one of the great things that Coach Holzer condones is when you don't have anything, stop, set it back up, and get something else going. If it's not working, just get it started again.
Number 42, Andy Miller on the defense.
You know, I like the idea of getting a one-on-one with Dane Conwell on the 6'7", number 42, Andy Miller. But, you know, Dane's got to get a better shot than that.
Good defense by the Panthers there, forcing a turnover. Dave McLean with the shot in.
Great shot by Dave McLean, pulling up from three-point range. Really having a big game so far.
Trinity, you have to score a point in this second quarter. Number 13, Tim Phillips with the ball. They just have got away from their game of going inside. They just have not got a chance to give the ball in there. That's another outside shot by number 42, Andy Miller. Dane Conwell with the rebound. Dane Conwell dribbling up.
Well, there was a foul there. I don't know about that.
A foul, but he needed to pass that one. He had numbers. Out on the Panthers. Timeout by, I believe, the Trinity Hilliers. Yes, sir.
It was a 20-second timeout. You know, the Trinity Hillers are just not getting into their inside game anymore. At the beginning of the game, they were really concentrating on getting the ball inside, getting fouls, and getting the Panthers in foul trouble, especially Dan Conwell. I really think that they should get the ball into Andy Miller more, number 42. And also, another 6'7" forward senior, Justin Page, number 50. I really think if he got into the game as well, he could really cause some problems for the Panthers, having two 6 feet 7 footers in there.
Matt, a fourth of the way the game is gone. Now, what do you think of the keys to the game that we talked about in the beginning of the game? Do you think that Albert Sinclair has stuck to that, or Trinity has stuck to that?
You know what? At the beginning of the game, the Hillers really stuck to it, getting the ball inside. But lately in the second quarter, with the run the Panthers have made, they've been really stopping from Trinity getting the ball inside. And as you can see, it's helped them a lot. And also on the offensive side for the Panthers, they've been they've been able to drive a lot more, get the penetration that we were talking about, kicking it out to Dave McLean, who's had a few three-pointers, and Christian Shea with one.
There's another example of the defense stepping up. Christian Shea coming back with the ball. Christian Shea running the point.
You know, it's a big role for a freshman to do.
Yes, it is. It's a lot on his shoulders, but I think he's up for it. I think it's going to set up more shots for Pat McShane. He got fouled there, but no call. Number 3, Matt Drakely, guarded heavily by Christian Shea. Christian Shea, Adam Anderson with a good defense, trying to bank it off. Number 42, Andy Miller.
Unlucky. In the game, Taylor Everett, the junior, number 31.
Dribbling crazily with the ball.
You know what?
That's a great shot
defensive
by
play,
Christian
the nice
Shea.
kick out to
Great
Christian
shot.
Shea. Great play.
Trinity has good defense on that. You just can't do anything about that.
You know, Taylor Everett really didn't see much playing time, but that was a great play on him.
Yes, it was. It seemed like he was dribbling out of control there, but he really got stuck with it. Number 3, Matt Drakely with the ball. Dribbling, good call of the block. Leading charge taker, Adam Anderson, just couldn't get in time there.
You know, we're already in 1-1 with 8 fouls by the Panthers, and I really think that we've done a good job lately of cutting down the fouls, but again, we have to really stop fouling to make sure they don't get too many chances at that free throw line.
Matt Drakely, that was his 4th attempt on the free throw line. That's his first miss, though.
You know, a nice box out by Adam Anderson against number 42, Andy Miller. And that really just is a great example of what you have to do against these big guys.
Panthers up by 10 with 3:43 to go until half. Pat McShane dribbling the ball, being the pilot, over to Taylor Everett. Taylor Everett over to Adam Anderson. Adam Anderson, he's lethal right there, and they know that. Maybe a block on 42. Yes, sir, that was. A block on Andy Miller. That was second or third, Matt?
I believe that was his second. I'm not really sure, though.
First.
As you can see, the Hillers coaches really weren't happy about that call, being very adamant about their emotion on that call.
Check that. That's his first. The 42 and 44 look so like that. It's just tough. Shot by Pat McShane, looking for the foul. Over to John Popek. John Popek. That was a good time to get back. Dave McLean bringing the ball up now. It seems like we see a different person bringing the ball up every single time.
You know, that's one of the aspects that the Panthers have. They have so many guards that are able to bring the ball up. With Christian Shea, Pat McShane, and Dave McLean, you know, they're all able to bring the ball up the court.
10-point lead for the Panthers right now. I think they're content with taking a 10 or even higher lead into the halftime. Are we looking at that last shot, even with 2:44 left, Matt?
No, you know what? I don't think so. We're just making sure we're being patient, make sure we get a good shot off, which, as I said before, is a key aspect for the Panthers.
Something like that, huh?
Yep, that's perfect.
Matt Drakely dribbling the ball up. Over number 13, Tim Phillips. Phillips over number 44, Joe Testa.
Great defense by Dane Conwell, getting the foul in the 6 foot 7 inch forward, Andy Miller. That's a key foul, you know, two fouls in the first half. That really gets him in foul trouble. And in case he picks up that third foul quickly, that'll really help out the Panthers.
Does it look like the Hillers are getting out of sync, maybe becoming frustrated after, I believe they haven't scored 1 point this fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's correct. The Panthers are now on an 8-0 run in this second quarter, and I really think we have to contribute that to the defensive performance by the Panthers. They've been on the easy baskets on the inside.
Now, Matt, can you tell us what's going on here?
You know what? That's an offensive foul on number 42, Andy Miller, so therefore it can't be a free throw attempt for a 1-on-1. It can only be a defensive foul that you shoot 1-on-1.
Thank you. Trinity coaches screaming at their players because they're not playing. USC just wants it more. USC just wants it more, I believe.
That was just great defense on Trinity's part. I really think that spreading the defense out for the Panthers just isn't working, as we've seen these past few drives by Pat McShane and Dane Conwell. It just hasn't worked for us.
That was John Popek with the good D. Number 12, Matt Brzezinski. First shot of the game and buries the long three. Almost NBA range. That's a big basket for the Hillers. With 150 left in the before half, they needed that. Pat McShane over to Dane Conwell. Dane Conwell, pump fake over to Pat McShane. Pat McShane looking for Adam Anderson inside. Finally gets it to him. Walking Navy, yes.
No, that's a walk.
That's a good call by the ref.
Adam Anderson's really got to look out for that and make sure. You know, he had the size advantage on number 12, but he has to make sure that he keeps those feet set.
Drakely with the ball again. That's a big possession for USC. Drakely looking over to Brzezinski again. Maybe no, Brzezinski didn't want it, wasn't feeling it. Over to him again, but still doesn't want it. Phillips with the ball. Phillips dribbling the ball around on Christian Shea, the freshman. Helped by Adam Anderson. Good D by Dane Conwell. That was a good move. Good move by Joe Testa. Dane Conwell a good position, but that was a better basketball play. Lead cut to 7. Adam Anderson with the ball. Big man outside. Over to Dave McClain. Looks like Dave McClain wants the shot. Hasn't shot it in a while. 36 seconds left. Are we looking at a last shot, Matt?
Yeah, you know what? I think we really should try and go into the second half with some momentum. I really think we should slow it down to get the last shot, make sure Trinity doesn't get another chance to cut down on this lead.
Good defense. Good defense on 3. Drakely. On the freshman Christian Shea. Adam Anderson with the ball again. 10 seconds left. That was just a good.
Nice drive, get back on defense for the Panthers.
3, Drakely, dribbling the ball up. And no basket. As we go into half, it is 31-22. Your Upper St. Clair Panthers leading. It looks like the Trinity coach is arguing profusely. Well, this is high school basketball. We do not have the technology like they do in the upper leagues.
You know what?
So I think he's going to have to deal with it.
You know, that really shouldn't be permitted in this high school basketball. You're setting a bad example for the kids, rushing out on the court like that.
It really
sets
is.
a bad example. You can't have that happening in high school basketball.
It's just a game, you know? I mean, it's high school basketball. Coach Holzer's yelling at him to please get off the court.
And you know, this Trinity Hillers coach just keeps arguing after all the teams have already gone into their respective locker rooms. You know,
the Panthers just played a better game.
As I said before, at the beginning, you know, the Hillers really started out to get the inside game going, but just at the end, you know, the defense really poured on by the Panthers and ended that great aspect that the Trinity Hillers had.
Well, Panther fans, we're going to be breaking for halftime. So if you're going to stay with us, we'll be back in a few.
Coming in the second half, I really think that, again, the Panthers are going to have to establish their defensive threat on the inside with the big guys of Trinity Hillers.
With a 9-point lead, Matt, we're looking for the USC Panthers to slack off. We're looking for them to press them like they did in the first half.
You know, I really think that the Panthers are really going to keep pressing and keep making sure that we push the tempo. I really think with these bigger guys from Trinity, that's going to be hard for them to get up and down the court. If we keep pushing the basketball, we should do pretty well.
Number 42, Andy Miller with the hooker. Christian brings the ball up over to his brother, Nick Shea. Nick Shea looks over the quarterback, Pat McShane. Pat McShane on the drive, kicks out to Dane Conwell. Dane Conwell can't make that shot. Passes, good left-hand layup over number 42, Andy Miller.
You know, kind of an interesting story. At the beginning of the year, the freshman Christian Shea was actually playing over his brother, Nick Shea, the junior. Some may think that that's pretty shocking, but you know, Christian Shea really established a pretty solid game at the beginning of the year, even though he was only a freshman.
Having an older brother, Matt, I'm sure that them two have some family feuds off the court.
Definitely some heated battles on the driveway there.
I know my brother and I did whenever I beat him. Good box out by Dane Conwell.
Great example of a great box out by Dane Conwell, even though he didn't get the rebound. That's exactly what we wanted.
Two men there. Dane Conwell over the defense. Nick Shea with a great block.
You know,
Out of control shot by Phillips.
that really
Pat
should have been a
McShane.
foul.
Pat McShane with the ball.
Dave McClain was just pleading for the ball there, trying to get the three-pointer up.
Almost, I think it was a foul on Christian Shea with a walk. That's a good call. I think the Panthers got away with that, huh, Matt?
Yeah, I believe so.
Tim Phillips asking for the call. Did not get it, fortunately. We see Pat McShane dribbling the ball up, being the point guard. What do you think about that one, Matt? We saw both Christian Shea and Dave McLean pick the ball up before.
You know what, I really think that Dave McClain is a stronger point guard. This year, he's averaging 7 assists per game. That's a great stat for a point guard. Not as many points, but a lot of assists. And I really think that even him being the quarterback of the football team really helps him to see the court a lot better. As you can see, the great defense there. And a nice pass to Christian Shea, even though he couldn't get the basket. Great defense by older Shea, Nick. And a pass to Dave McClain, but an uncommon miss by Dave McClain.
There's a foul. That's a push. They couldn't stop Matt Drakley on that one. He was too quick for them.
You know what? That's only the first foul on Christian Shea. He's playing really solid defense tonight, and at the same time, not giving up fouls.
Only first on Christian Shea. Number 10, John Poback with the jumper. Too long on it. Offensive rebound, number 44, Joe Testa.
You know, I really don't think that was a foul. Looked like McShane got all ball there. He goes down. Looks like he got hit in the face. He went down pretty heavy there.
We should have a replay on that one. He is in pain.
You know, Pat McShane, being the quarterback of this team, has really helped us out, seeing the floor and being the leader, being the captain of the team.
Bet you wish you had a helmet on that one.
Yeah, you know what? I really feel bad for him here. This could be a big loss for the Panthers, losing him.
If we can get a close-up shot, I don't see blood.
Yeah, I don't see any blood there. I don't know if he might just got poked in the eyes. You can see Coach Holzer and the trainer Joe looking kind of worried about him. Not really moving on the floor there. Moving on to the other Panthers, you know, even if they do lose Pat McShane, I really think that we have the capability of stepping up and making sure that we still play strong in this game, even though we may lose the quarterback.
Maybe looking for a contact, huh, Matt? I know Pat has had troubles with that.
Yeah, I know he has contacts. Maybe that was the problem there. He just lost contact. Trainer Joe is taking him out to the training room, maybe getting him fixed up a little bit here.
Number 44, Joe Testa will be shooting his 6th free throw of the game. He's made 4.
You know, coming into the game, I really think that Mike Cartier has been playing some great defense for this team. He's really been known for more of his defensive pressure than any type of offense. And I think especially in this game with maybe it's not great ball handlers, he might be able to get some steals here.
Joe makes the first and the second. With Pat out of the game, are we going to see anything different from the Panthers?
You know, there'll be a lot less driving. Pat McShane is really a slasher for our team. Really the biggest aspect of his game is his ability to drive. And I really think that Dane Conwell especially is going to have to step up driving since Pat McShane is out.
The 2 role players, Christian Shea and Dave McClain, are really going to step it up. Maybe hit some open threes. Maybe try to get some open threes. They haven't really seen much. Number 4, Dave McClain, he wants the shot. You can just tell, huh, Matt? That's just good defense on Tim. Tim Phillips with a good D. Good play to get back. I'll tell you what, Nick Shea is a hustler. I believe that's why he has made the squad and contributed. 14, Christian Shea with the ball. Yielding off number 3, Drakley.
You know, some really tough D here by the Hillers being displayed. And I really think that the loss of Pat McShane is going to hurt the ball handling aspect for the Panthers.
Christian Shea pleading with the refs for a foul. Christian Shea back with the ball again. Looking for something inside. Another pressing. they're just out of sync right now without Pat.
You know, some really stingy defense being played here by the Hillers, being able to get a few steals in these last few plays on the offensive end for the Panthers. I really think that we're going to have to step up our game, making sure we take care of the ball a lot better. Matt Drathey not having any points in the first half, the point guard,
Still
number
none.
3.
This will be his third foul shot of the game too.
You know, he's really going to have to step up his game here and start getting some points. As you might be able to see on the right ankle by him, he has his ankle taped. He hurt his ankle in a game against Mount Lebanon where it really hurt him, and you know he's able to come back.
Matt Drakely breaks the ice there, converting his first point. Number 3, Matt Drakely again fouls number 14, Christian Shea. Christian Shea will go to the line for 2.
You know, Christian Shea, being that he is a freshman, being a young guy, he really has done well for the Panthers, being very mature and being able to make sure he sets a good example for the fellow young players. You know, he's kind of a more quiet kid and just make sure that he works real hard, and it's just an inspiration to all these younger kids being able to come in as a freshman and being an aspect of this team.
Christian Shea makes post shots, running his total to 8 points tonight. Christian Shea, 5'11". I don't know about that one, Matt, huh?
Yeah, you know what? He is kind of small right now, but his older brother is actually listed here at let me see, 6'2", and you know I really think that he will grow in these next few years at the high school, and really will help out his game a lot more, being able to drive with the size that he will gain.
I know we're going to have our ball with Christian Shea. Man, can he jump. Now that's some jumping there, huh? Number 13,
You know
Tim Phillips shacks. Number 4, David
That's
McLean.
just a great defensive play by the Hillers. I mean, you can't really say much. That was a nice drive by Dave McLean. There's nothing you can do about that.
Number 44 is not paying attention to there. He was playing the man, not the ball. Now, Matt, do you see anything different now that Pat McShane's out for almost 5 minutes now?
We're really slacking here on the ball handling. We've been giving away too many turnovers. As you can see, we have Dane Conwell up here taking care of the ball, and I really think that that's really going to hurt us.
A lot of dribbling for the Panthers. Not much passing. They need to look for more of that. Oh, it's a foul.
You know what? That looks like a foul to me. It looks
Foul
like they said
on
he got
Dave,
all ball
not
though.
called.
You know what? That's a defensive play where someone from the Panthers have to step up and stop the ball. They both just stood there and let him go right in between them. Someone's got to step up and stop the dribbler and make sure they can get a good defensive play.
The lead is cut to 6. Dane Conwell dribbling the ball for some reason. Looks like Tom Paul Shaker's going to come in. Adam Anderson with the drive. Doesn't look like he wants it. He just looks like he's going to just to pass it, as he did. John Poback with the play. Good foul on Dave. He had an open layup. Make him earn the two baskets.
You know what? I really like that foul. You know, make it tough for the Trinity Hiller guy to go up and get an easy lay. Make sure he makes it a little tough and get a good foul there. John Popek coming out of the first half with 4 points, missing the first free throw. He is a sophomore, a younger guy, and he has really been able to step up for the Hillers here tonight and been a solid player. Panthers need to make sure they get a box out here, the size differential.
Nothing been out there for Johnny Popek. Tom Paul Shaker coming in for Adam Anderson. Coach Soldier didn't like what he saw from Adam Anderson, I guess, on that?
Yeah, I guess not. You know, I really don't understand what the Panthers are doing here. I don't know. I don't understand why Dane Conwell is bringing the ball up the court. It just doesn't make any sense to me being a forward.
Do you think they're flustered or they're off their
game?
game?
I really think that the loss of Pat McShane has hurt the Panthers significantly. Being a leader and a captain of this team, I really think that that's hurting them. And with the ball handling, we've given up a few steals lately, and has really hurt us.
Dane with the miss, follows his rebound. Gets it over to number 20, Mike Carty. Mike Carty can't handle the ball. Loose ball over to John Popek. John Popek with it behind the back. Not sure what he's doing there. Over to Phillips. Phillips to number 12, Brzezinski. Brzezinski usually automatic from there. Missed that shot. He's only shot one time, but he made it, so he's automatic, I guess. Except for that one. Van Cohen with it. Bringing the ball up over to 21, Mike Cartier. Christian Shea. Looks like he wants it. A little tentative. Dan Caldwell, I've been telling you, he can shoot that. David came out and guarded him. He finally makes it.
You know, if he can knock down that short jumper, it'll really cause the big guys from the Hillers to step out and guard him. I just don't think that the Hillers will be able to step up and keep up with the speed of Dane Conwell.
Dane is in double figures with 10 points. John Popek driven the ball, guarded by Christian Shea. Christian Shea over to Phillips. 28 seconds left. Maybe looking for last shot, maybe not. Before the basket, number 14, Christian Shea. Check that. Number 21, Mike Cartier. Number 3, Matt Drakely misses the open three. John Popek with a three.
That's a huge shot for the Hillers, big 3-point. I really think that Coach Holzer has to call a timeout and get his troops a little settled down. They
Only
seem
5 seconds left,
they
so
seem
he
kind
won't
of
be doing
flustered
that.
right now. Nice drive by Tom Polisheko, the senior.
He's a 2K Sixer. Tom Polisheko, one of only 2 seniors on the squad. The other one is J.T. Pye on this 6'2", 175 forward.
You know, one of the things that some people may not know about Tom is that he actually took off a year last year as a junior and decided to try for the golf team, and then he came back to play for the basketball team, and it's really been especially a defensive help to the team.
He's a fellow golfer of mine, and he can sure hit the ball. Tom Polisheko makes both free throws. Tom had some, those are 2 big free throws. Cut the lead back to 6.
You know what, after having a 9-point lead at the end of the first half, the Hillers have been able to cut down on this lead with a 6-point lead. And you know what really has made that lead cut down is their defense, I think. They've been able to get some steals and be able to step up their game and just get some easy layups.
For how bad the Panthers played in the third quarter, you think Coach happy with the lead still at 6?
You know what, I really think that that's probably a good thing for the Panthers. I mean, you never like to give up a lead, but at the same time, it's also good that they were able to keep it at a 6-point lead. I really think that Coach Holzer has to talk to his guys and tell them they got to make sure they take care of the ball. The loss of Pat McShane cannot result in the loss of this game. They have to make sure they handle the ball well and cut down on turnovers. As you can see, the USC Panthers have a pretty strong fans base. You know, the fans on from this school are just great. Some of the nights they have themes with camo night and blackout and whiteout and beach night. It really brings a great atmosphere to the high school and really brings the students together as a whole school.
They sure do get into it, huh, Matt?
Yes, they do. Sometimes the kids dress up a little silly, you know, try and get a few jokes in there, and it's just a good time.
Number 12, Tom Polisheko, inbounding the ball right in front of us. Over to Dan Caldwell. Pat McShane still on the end of the bench, next to Russ, the manager. Russ, the manager. He sure does a good job with the water, huh, Matt?
He sure does. Russ, one of our favorite kids, young guy, really helps out the team with the water.
Just a nice kid overall. Doesn't get much respect, but he really does. Just cool water. Gets that Gatorade for them. Dan Cole hits the 15-footer. 44, Joe Tesla with a 6-point. It's the 12-footer. He says, hey Dane, anything I can do better.
You know, that's really going to be a problem for the Panthers if he's able to knock down that short jumper, just like Dane Conwell. If he can knock it down, and we're going to have to step out and could really cause some problems, especially with the size.
Adam Anderson with a drive.
Great
in the
drive
left
by
hand.
Adam Anderson with the left
Scratch
hand.
my back with a chainsaw. That's a great drive.
You know, that's just a great drive.
It was a great left hand.
He's able to get in there in the middle of the lane and just step up and make a great shot.
Wow, 44, Joe Testa.
You know, and that's again another example. He's been knocking down the short jumper, and again, that'll really cause a problem for the Panthers. They can't stop that.
Once again, excuse me. He says, "Excuse me, Panthers. We're not out of this, baby." Tom Paul-Shaker with a wild shot. Over to Dave McLean. Hasn't a shot in a while, and he makes
Great
it.
shot. That's a big shot by Dave McLean to kind of get the Panthers a little more into this game. They slacked off a little bit in the third quarter. Now they've really stepped up.
13, Phillips with a wide open shot. Misses that. Push on the Panthers. Matt, let's talk about open shots. Now, if you're wide open, do you more likely miss it because you say, "Oh, you know, I should make this one," or is it harder?
You know what? Personally, back in my day, I thought it's obviously always easier with not having a guy in your face, and you know, you make it nervous because if you miss it, you look like not too good of a guy because you're not knocking down an easy shot. But at the same time, you know what? You really got to prefer an open shot as opposed to someone having a hand in your face. Here we have Joe Testa really taking over this game at the line. He's been knocked down a few short jumpers, and here hitting the first free throw with a one-on-one attempt.
Joe Testa with his 6th free throw of the game. I believe he's made 5. Yes, he has.
Yeah,
Chris
so.
Laird just informed me, our stat man.
You know what? That's another big hit by Joe Testa, and you know, I really think that he's been the backbone of this Hillers team with having the ability to score pretty much whenever he wants, and that's really helped out his game. Joe Testa here playing tough defense on Dane Conwell. Dane Conwell has just not been able to get by this Trinity Hiller front.
Number 4, Dave McLean, is reached on, I should say, by Tim Phillips.
You know, one of the things I love about both these coaches, they wear their emotions on their sleeve. If they're upset, they'll let these refs know it and let you know what's going on. Especially as you can see by the Hillers in the end of the first half, their coach just came running out after those refs. What I think was inappropriate, but at the same time, I really respect them being able to show what they want on their sleeves.
Another good job by Adam Anderson. Brings his total up to 8 points. 13, Drakely. Over to Phillips.
Great defense
drives.
by Tom
Good
Paul-Shaker.
A lot of contact, but he didn't. Another 3 by Dave McLean. He holds that finish.
Yes,
Coach
as you can see, Coach Holzer really
Look at
getting into this game.
He loves
as you
it.
can see, he
loves
loves
it.
He loves this game. He loves getting into these games and really getting the fans into it, get everyone into it. As you can see, he's a very intense guy. Really shows his emotions to his players so that they get pumped up too. You know, back in the day when I played, Coach Holzer a real inspiration for all the players. If you see him in that locker room, you'll know if he's upset, you'll know if he's happy, because he always is real adamant about showing his emotion. I think that's a really key aspect for any coach.
Coach Holzer, being a fellow teacher of ours, we know what he's like. We know that he lives and dies for Upper St. Clair Panthers basketball. And we know that he wants to win every game, even if it's preseason.
You know, he calls this place Pantherland, which everyone has
yes, he does.
come to call it as well. And he really just lives and dies by the Upper St. Clair, always asking about all kinds of sports and just being a really great guy. And just always, you know, asking how every sport's going. But when it gets to basketball stage, you better believe that he's talking about basketball all the time. You know, he bleeds this red, black, and white.
He believes it. Dave McLean making his 5th 3 of the game, already at 19.
You know, that's just another example of how the Panthers have been able to penetrate on the inside and then kick it out to Dave McLean. I really think that, as I said at the beginning of the game, that's been a key for them.
Dave McLean also an animated shooter. Whenever it goes in, boy, does he hold that finish up. Looks pretty.
Here we go. We're going to need some solid defense by the Upper St. Clair Panthers to try and get some momentum here in this 4th quarter coming down to the wire.
23, Drake with the ball over to number 44.
Oh, I really
Oh,
think that
I
should have
don't
been a
know
charge.
about
Looks
that,
like
sir.
Adam Anderson was set, being the leading charge taker with 3 per game. I really think that was a bad call. They really should have had a charge on that one.
Look at the replay, Matt. Do you think he got his feet down?
You know, I really think he had his feet set. I don't know why it wasn't called. The ref on the baseline should have called that.
Now,
But again, Joe Testa is really just taking over this game for the Hillers. He's stepping up and being a key role player.
Can you explain the charge, Matt? Do you need? Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Uncontested.
Great play by the senior, knowing when to push that ball and get an easy layup. Just a great play by Tom Polisheko, number 12.
Now, Matt, going back to the charge, do you have to be set for a certain amount of seconds or just have?
You know, it's not necessarily for a certain amount of seconds. You have to make sure that you're set there before the guy comes into you. If you're not set, you're going to get a blocking call immediately.
Thank you. John Pobeck with a drive. Going to his left, but shoots with the right hand. Oh. Number 44, it was Testa. Very animated this half.
This is really becoming a physical ball game. Joe Testa making sure he lets every Panther know it when he's getting hit. You know, coming in 4 and 6, the Hillers have kind of had a tough season, and I'm pretty sure Joe Testa is just making sure if they can get in the playoffs, he's going to do it because he's a key player for the Hillers and just really wants to get into that last playoff spot.
Matt Shaky with a good drive. Tough to stop that one. Adam Anderson dribbling the ball up. Over to Tom Polisheko. Tom Polisheko, born in Sweden. Tom Polisheko, born in Sweden, passed over to Nick Shea. Foul on, I believe that's number 3, Matt Drakely.
Yeah, you know, the foreign player, Tom Polisheko, has really come over the Big C and been a help to this Panther team.
He brings another aspect to the States, you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
He's not that typical player. I know a left-handed layup by
nice
Adam
play
Anderson.
by Adam Anderson.
Now, Matt, can you talk about the left-handed layup? How deadly it is whenever you're right-handed and you can use both hands?
You know what? I really think that having the left hand is a key thing for a right-hand player. You can't just come into a game and use your right hand the entire time. There's times where you have to be able to go to your left, be able to drive with that left hand. And as that Adam Anderson has displayed, it's been a key for his game. He's really been able to come up and hit some big layups with his left hand.
11 points with 4 minutes to go in the game. Are we going to see something different coming this time out for the Panthers?
You know what? I think the Panthers really need to slow their game down a little bit, make sure they get good shots, and make sure they take care of the ball. You know, in the second half, they've been having a little too many turnovers, but at the same time, you know, I really think they've been playing pretty solid. They need to make sure that they get good shots and make sure they just slow it down. The Hillers are, you know, down 11 points. So you're going to be trying to push the tempo a little bit and get some easy shots here, maybe a few three-pointers. And the Panthers just got to make sure they play some solid defense. Coach Holzer has to be pleading to his team to play good defense. Make sure they don't get any easy shots, easy three-pointers for the Hillers to get back in this game. One of the things I think the Panthers have done really well is they've ran the motion offense 2 game, which, you know, just caused a lot of movement and caused a lot of easy shots. And I really think that that has helped out their game, getting good, simple shots and easy layups. Coach Holzer trying to understand where the ball is going to be and just trying to understand this.
I believe coming this time out, Trinity is going to have a sense of urgency down 11.
Yeah, I believe so.
Whether that be put up crazy shots or even motivate them to cut this lead down. Number 4, Drakely with a drive. Good left hand. Foul number 24.
You know, that's an example. I personally think that that's a good foul. He had an easy layup, and Adam Anderson just didn't let that happen. I really think that that's a big play. You know, maybe he did get fouled. Some may think that that's not a very smart foul, but you know what? This, at least it's not a automatic 2 points. He has to shoot the free throws.
Third foul shot for Matt Drakely. He's 2 out of 3 at the moment. Once again, thank you to Chris Lair for being our stat boy.
Dane Conwell coming into the game, as we said before, he kind of struggled a little bit on defense against the big guy Andy Miller on the inside. Hopefully he'll have to be able to do a better job here. Dane Conwell's going to bring the ball up. And again, I really don't understand this. I don't understand why I don't have a guard bring the ball up. I just think it'd be a lot smarter for the Panthers to have someone who's a better ball handler than Dane Conwell.
Even having Cartier bring the ball up.
Here the
Panther fans
mocking the ref. You know, it has been kind of a physical game here tonight, and just kind of applauding to show the refs that they've been kind of letting this go a little bit, and kind of a softer foul is being happy about that.
Adam Anderson driven the ball up. Once again, a big guy driven the ball up. Tomorrow in class, you can ask Mr. Holzer what he's thinking. Dave!
Oh, nice shot. Again, Dave McClain hitting some big three-pointers here.
Of the game. You got to be here to believe it.
Six 3-pointers, I mean, 18 points. That's just unreal. Matt Drake, they kind of imagine can't do it.
We were talking about the crazy shots coming out timeout. There's a sign of maybe frustration. Oh, he can make it. Why can't I?
You know what? I really think that Matt Drakely has a lot of heart for this game, and just wanted to try and get some momentum back for the Hillers.
Dane Conwell with a great basket after unbelievable pass by number 24 Adam Anderson. Drakely with the ball again, dribbling the ball up. Panthers came out of that timeout which is the sense of let's put these guys away. There's an air ball by John
Popek. Maybe not the shot that he was looking for. The Hillers just got to make sure that, you know, they should have some urgency being down 14 points with 2 minutes 25 seconds left in this fourth quarter. But at the same time, you got to make sure you get some decent shots and get some open looks. Hillers are now stepping up their defense to full court, trying to get a few more turnovers and get some easy buckets here. And the Panthers slow it down. I think they should do pretty well.
23, Dane Conwell. I believe was fouled by number 44, Joe Testa. Joe Testa wants this.
You know, one thing I don't understand is the Trinity Hillers coach is on the floor. Again, you can't have that happening. At the end of the first half, he ran onto the court right in the ref's face, yelling at him for a call. And I just don't understand that. I don't understand how you can have that. I mean, again, you're trying to set an example for these high school kids, and you just can't have that.
This is not a way to do it. Win or lose, it's only high school basketball. Joe Testa with another foul. That's his third. Number 24, Adam Anderson goes to the line. Adam Anderson with 8 points on the day. He's 2 from 2 from the line. This will be his third. He goes 2 for 3 for the night. 3, Drakely. Drive. No. On the ground. Yes, it's on the ground. That's going to be a shooting foul anyways because the Panthers are over the limit with 10 fouls.
It'll now be two shots from now on with the 10-plus fouls for the Panthers.
Foul number 14, Christian Shea. That's his second of the game, so no worries. Drakely would be attempting his 6th shot.
Here we have some problems with one of the fans.
Difficulty.
I think from the Hillers fans maybe being kicked out.
Apologize for that. Drakely makes his 5th shot of the game. 5th free throw, I should say. Drakely again with another shot.
All the Trinity Hillers student fans getting kicked out of the game right now for maybe saying something to the ref, it appears. And again, I don't understand how the Trinity coach does not get a technical foul. He has to get a technical foul. He can't keep running out on the court yelling at the refs. I just don't understand it.
We're down by 12 with 1:53 to go. Give it up.
I'd like to take time to thank all the young gentlemen running the cameras. Brendan Brown, Matt Solera, John Bocini, and Nate Rubin have really done a fantastic job and really done a great job tonight. No, coming down to the wire here at the end of the game with 1 minute 53 seconds left and the Panthers up 12 points, they have to make sure that they keep a hold of the ball and just not cause turnovers. Even if they just hold on to the ball for the rest of the time, that's just a great play. No, personally, I'd like to see the Panthers come out with some other players. For instance, Mr. JT Pion, who is
crowd favorite.
yes, the fans love him, and hopefully he'll be able to get in this game and being a senior, get some more playing time here. We'd also like to thank DJ Roma, the DJ who's been able to come to all the basketball games and be able to bring some music to the fans during the breaks in the game. You know what, here in this big Panther gym, it really brings a new aspect to the game, especially to the fans, having some music to kind of sing along to and dance along to.
He always sets the theme of the game. Dave McClain dribbling the ball up over to Sweden, Tommy Polisheko, over to Dave McClain again. Dave McClain wanted the ball. Dribble drive, over to Adam Anderson. Adam Anderson, they don't need the shot. Coach Holzer wants them back. That's a good call.
Again, one of the things I love about Coach Holzer, he gets so into these games. He's always running up and down the court, screaming at the players. And I really love that about him. He really shows his heart for the game. At the same time, as I said about the Trinity coach, he's been kind of running out on the floor yelling about the refs. And that's one thing that I think Coach Holzer really does well. He yells for his players, but doesn't run onto the court and yell at the refs. And I think that's one of his great aspects. The foreigner Swedish player, Tom Polisheko, knocks down both free throws.
That is his 8th of the game. Number 3, Drake Lee, with a good move. I think it was more of we don't want to give up a 3. We'll let him take the 2.
That's not necessarily a terrible thing, but at the same time, you don't want to let him have an easy shot like that. It really kind of gives him a little bit more momentum, even though it still is a 12-point game. We just can't have that happen. Coach Holzer has really extended some of the players that he puts in the game. Taylor Everett has seen some playing time tonight, who hasn't seen them a lot earlier in the season, and he's done a pretty good job so far. I really think that he's been able to help out the Panthers, especially defensively, along with Mike Cartier. With the loss of Pat McShane, they've been really able to come out and help us a lot.
Obviously, with a lead of 12 points with 1:25 to go, the Panthers have stuck their game plan. What have they done well about the game plan, Matt?
You know what? Again, Pat McShane been able to penetrate and kick out to players. Dave McClain having 6 3-pointers, as I said earlier in the game, it's going to be key for the Panthers, and they've been able to stick to that, getting a lot of open shots from 3-point range, and it's really been able to help them. On the other hand, Trinity, as I said at the beginning of the game, they really have to make sure that they get the ball inside, and here in the second half, they just haven't been able to do so, and get the chance at the free throw and get easy layups. Again, coming out in a full court press, the Trinity Hillers.
Dave McClain dribbling the ball up, looking for help, dribbles out of the penetration. The Sweden, Tom Polisheko's foul once again. Foul number 44, Joe Testa, his 4th of the game. Tom Polisheko has a 1-on-1. Tom Polisheko, this could be his 9th point of the game. Makes both these still 10. Unable to make the first. Oh, that's just a great
Gets the rebound. Oh, that looks like a foul to me. I don't know about that.
Sorry.
They're passing up a lot of fouls here.
Tom Polisheko calls a timeout, trapped in the corner. Matt, we have an update on Pat McShane. Our doctor, J.J. Reddick, informs me that Pat McShane just got a knock on the head. I think he'll be all right for the next game.
I think Dr. Reddick has done a pretty good job in examining Pat McShane. He took a knock to the head. Looks like he got some ice over there. Looks like the injuries in too major, but at the same time, he hasn't come back in this game, which kind of worries you. But hopefully he'll be back in the upcoming games for the Panthers. They have away at Cannon Mac on February 3rd on this Friday, and next week they have Peters Township and Mount Lebanon. all 3 of them section games. And, you know, those are going to be key games for the Panthers, and make sure they finish strong. And at the same time, Trinity is coming down to the wire against Bethel Park on Friday, Tuesday, February 7th against Chartiers Valley, and Friday, February 10th at Cannon Mac. And, you know, if they are able to actually win all those games, and with some losses by Char Valley, they will still be able to get into the playoffs. You know, Char Valley has the same record as us in the section. It's a 6-4 record, and if Char Valley gets a few losses in there, it'll really help out the Trinity Hillers.
Dan McLean is fouled, number 13, Phillips. Phillips with his 3rd foul. Phillips not having that bad of a game. He was finished with 10 points.
You know, Dave McLean has really helped out our team tonight. He's done a good job. He's leading the team in points so far for the night. And not only that, he's actually the leading free throw percentage leader in the game in Panthers team with a 87% foul shot.
Oh, wow.
And the second one rim out, unlucky. Oh, nice save by Joe Testa.
Steve there, record that one because you won't see that often. Another good drive by Drakely. Lead over to 11. Adam Anderson looking to pass the ball over to Sweden. Tom Polisheko, the senior, gets clobbered.
You know, with the Swedish player, it looks like he got hit pretty good there. I don't really condone that being so rough by Matt Drake. I really think the refs got to go over and talk to him about that and let him know that that just can't happen, especially at the end of the game with such a marginal lead.
Tom, with his 11 points in the game, I don't know if we can get a clip of midcourt, but the Trinity coach once again is right on midcourt.
You know, the Swede, as you just saw, number 12 coming overseas has again helped out the team a lot more with the rebound here, and he's done a good job. I really think that he's done a great job here.
Panther fans, get ready because number 3, JT Pond, is getting ready to make his
It looks like
entrance.
JT's getting ready to make an appearance. Coach Holzer's going over to him, looking like he's getting ready here. Hopefully Coach Holzer will be able to get him in this game.
You will hear an ovation whenever he comes in, fans. You will hear. Here it comes.
As you can see, the fans always appreciate when number 3 senior JT Pond gets in the game. Crowd favorite.
Back to the game, Sweden. Both seniors on the floor. I should say both seniors on the floor. Tom Polishego has 12 points in the game. This can make it 13.
The Swede, the 6'1" forward, knocks down the second free throw for the Panthers to go up 70-56.
Fans, with 14 minutes to go, 36 seconds left, subs coming in. Elvis has just left the building.
You know what? Another great thing. I've said so much about Coach Holzer. Another thing I love about him is every time the Panthers come out with a big win, he always comes up and gives these players a big hug. And, you know, he really loves his players.
Adam Anderson with the foul. I know JT Pond would have wanted that foul. He's buried 2 free throws in his backyard.
JT Pond being French, some pronounce it pion, as the French like to say. And moving on to JT, you know, he's really devoted his life to basketball, always putting in 100% in practice and in games.
JT Pond actually studied abroad in France. That's why we call him Pion.
Coming to the game, sophomore Shane Brennan and Dan Simpson. You know, obviously not seeing a lot of playing time, but you know, it's a good experience for these youngsters to get an idea of what it's like in a real varsity game for the upcoming years. Also coming into the game was number 44, Justin False. Another
excuse me, Matt, go ahead.
Junior.
The senior JT Pound shooting 50% from the field.
You know, against Ringgold, he had a big shot at the end of the game there after a nice rebound.
It was a buzzer beater, wasn't it,
Yes,
Matt?
it was.
1 second left.
I know the fans really appreciated that shot.
They did.
Rebound by Shane Brennan up to Dan Simpson.
Dan Simpson.
Kind of fumbles it. JT
Pion
Pion with the big layup. Big layup by JT Pion. You can't love anything better than that. Being the crowd favorite.
75%.
75% for JT Pion with a big hit. You gotta love it. As you can see, the fans love seeing JT Pion score. Well, the final score here of 73 for the Panthers, 58 for the Hillers. We say goodnight. Again, we'd like to thank our video crew and thank you, John Palermo.
I'd like to thank John Buccini, the cameraman, Brendan Brown, the cameraman, Chris Solera, Nate Rubin, JJ Reddick, our doctor, Coach Keith Freilich for putting this together. I'd like to thank Washington, Trinity Hilliers for coming out. I'd like to thank you Panther fans coming out also. Once again, Panther fans get it done, 73-56, almost securing a playoff spot. I'm John Palermo.
Securing the playoff spot. We say goodnight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.